Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are discussing the drama of weddings. It is still the wedding season and there's so many things that are involved. We're gonna discuss some bridezillas, weird tiny wedding stories, and in general everything that is involved, and it's super toxic and juicy. Everything that we love. So let's get started. When you finally start to plan your wedding, but you're one of those people that thought it was no big deal, and now you're starting to understand why every bride is so stressed the F out. Yeah, it is super stressful. I don't know what you're thinking. Weddings are definitely really hard, and there's so many things that go into, like starting from an engagement ring, starting off for the groom, the place that you are going to spend, the planners, right? Everything that gets involved, who you're going to invite. There's so much drama into that. There's just so many things, and there's no peace in that. You won't find peace until it's completely over, and you will still have to recover for a very long time, trust me. And it's also so expensive, literally so expensive. I understand where you're coming from. That is so funny. Explaining that the term bridezilla is a thought-terminating phrase regularly used to gaslight women who are already in a high-stress and emotionally charged situation into allowing their boundaries to be violated so they don't look crazy. Yeah, bridezilla is a really strong word. I definitely don't like it for a lot of situations. There are some people that are super entitled also. I don't agree. There are boundaries that need to be met, and especially if you are being too toxic and too entitled. I have seen so many bridezillas in my life, and I've read so many different stories. So yeah, speak for yourself, my love. The comment says, nah, some women are literally just out of control with acting entitled at this time. So I disagree. Yeah. But I do think it gets overused to the point that anyone who wants things their way for their wedding is a bridezilla, and that is not cool. I completely agree. It's not for every case, but it's definitely for a lot of cases where the brides are actually acting like monsters. I have seen so many of them. So definitely that should be a casual thing to just throw around, but you know what I mean. However, that still doesn't give anyone the right to treat their friends and family like garbage or beneath them. Yeah. Entitlement is not pretty, and it should not be, even if it's your day. So yes, it is used to hurt women who are just stressed, but there is also a full group that totally deserves the title. I agree. I couldn't agree more. I honestly couldn't agree more. A bridezilla killed my wedding planning business.
Why my wedding planning business failed? Because of the bridezilla. When I looked at it, for real, dealing with the bridezilla, it was like $3.25 an hour. That was below minimum wage. Ain't nobody gonna do that. And I was trying to give her an experience. I found a caterer all at the drop of the hat. I have the gift to organize, to plan. I knew what to do, did all of that, and she still wasn't happy. And I only made $3.25. I was like, woo! That's not my gift, but I saw the trace of some of my giftings even in that.
Yeah, I love that. It's definitely really hard to deal with brides and grooms, and in general with everything that has to be involved in the wedding. And some people that are too entitled, like I mentioned, right? They take their coordinators like a slave, for real. They have to literally deliver the things that they literally thought about in that second. So I completely don't like that, and I understand where she's coming from. And the phrase, that is not my gift, but I saw a trace of my giftings in that. So that is beautiful, and say that again. I loved it so much. Next.
My toxic cousin just uninvited me from her wedding that's literally this Sunday that I already paid $800 to fly to in Maine because she didn't like my outfit. This is the dress. It's literally $3,000. Yves Saint Laurent. Can't return it. She is insisting that it is too white.
Girl.
This is a white piece of paper.
Girl.
Are these the same color? Literally no. This is a cream
What kind
dress.
of lighting is this, first of all?
Knee length. Is she gonna wear a knee length wedding dress? Like, I'm sorry. Anyway, Janelle, if you're seeing this, I hope your wedding sucks and you get divorced.
No, I don't like you, girl. Girl, that is actually a cream, really close to white. In a certain lighting, it would look white. I don't like that. Girl, that dress was way too white for a wedding. Chill the out. Also, it's a wedding and she could choose what other people wear. She'd always check with a bride and groom before buying anything for a wedding. That does not make her toxic. It's her wedding. I completely understand. She did check in, but then she said it was not okay, so you should respect that. She didn't uninvite you because you chose that dress. She uninvited you because you chose not to change that dress and disrespect her further. And to say that you wish her wedding sucked, you're really rude. Not nice, not nice. All right, guys, we are ready for some Reddit. This is a subreddit, weddings shaming. I love the shaming subreddits. They're super funny. Wedding registry sent but not even invited. So here goes two of my past good friends, no longer friends because of various of reasons. They got married during the pandemic and only their immediate families were invited, understandably so. No one of our friend group found fault in this, and as a gift I made them a website gathering for our friends and their friends' congratulations. Nice. What was jarring was that even weeks after their wedding, we, people who not invited, kept receiving messages from the couple asking for their wedding gifts from the registry. It was so weird because they didn't even bother to celebrate anything with us at all. No Zoom calls of the wedding ceremony. I attended 2 to 3 weddings virtually during the pandemic. No engagement, no bridal showers at all, yet they expected us to give a gift. No. I get that it is a pandemic, but there were still safe ways to get the people together, virtually or not. Also, it is hypocritical of them to say that it's because of the pandemic when they would pretend that they didn't get COVID and would still go out. Literally, this came out of their mouths. My partner and I got engaged 2 years ago and they said congratulations to us and scoffed us of trying to get married late. And if we got married during the pandemic like them, we would have saved so much money. How do people not be embarrassed for saying any of this? I literally don't understand. Literally don't understand. So you expect a gift and you don't invite anyone, don't do anything. How do you expect a gift for celebration of nothing? I don't understand. I don't understand. All you could get is a congratulations from me. I completely refuse to give anything to people like that. Small weddings could be really meaningful, focus on what really matters at the end of the day, like each other. You really don't need friends like that. Really don't need friends like that. Let's read some comments, you guys. How do people not get embarrassed doing this? I'm literally asking the same question. So much this. When I go to the part with OP wrote that they were getting in touch to ask where the gift was, I had to pause and reread it. What the actual... I can't even imagine thinking of, let alone actually doing that. It literally would have never ever crossed my mind. I'm not trying to grandstand here. I'm not an angel or anything, but I can't wrap my hand around this, or what went wrong or what was lacking that people could. It reminds me of some parents are now asking for tips on birthday invites. That the entitlement is insane. I don't like that. I really don't like that. People asking tips on birthday invites? Horrible! I really don't understand this. This is so greedy and hypocritical. I really don't like that. That is really a bad friend. Not even a little bit of self-awareness at this point. This is crazy. Let's move on to the next one, you guys. Your wedding is not for you. I just need to give you away appropriately. Yes, like a thing. Huh? I'm so confused. This was a month ago. Okay, let's see. I am going to shame my own wedding. It was 12 years ago and I'm still bitter and salty as pickles. It's okay, we all are sometimes. So I am a woman married young. I met my future husband when I was 16 and we got married just a tag over my 20th birthday. It's a kind of normal in my family. My mother, aunt and grandma married even younger. We have budgeted and planned our wedding by ourselves, so it was really small, like 16 people combined, just an immediate family. So no professional hair, no makeup, no professional photos, no music, no additional events, no cake, our hometown, the formal procedure in the morning, and a little cafe celebration straight after. That is completely fine. Honestly, that literally sounds very personal. Small weddings could be really meaningful. I love that for you. Like I said in the other comment, like what really matters is that you guys love each other and you're there for each other. We were ready to pay for all 100% by ourselves and do it as we want. My mother, on the other hand, was 100% sure my wedding was her event to control. Short list of her escapades. No, that is a classic mother of the bride takeover vibe right there. I'm not excited for that. At this point, you should set really clear rules very early. You should tell your mom, we love your help, but this is our plan, especially when you want to pay for it on your own and you want it to be your way, right? Let's read her escapades. I'm probably reading that wrong. She refused to meet parents of my fiance before wedding, like full-blown tantrum and great offense in it. 2, I had already brought the dress, very simple, light peach, flowering thing. My mother nagged, pushed, and cried and finally made me go dress shopping with her and my aunt. My mom bought me an ugly golden dress, too big for me. Aunt, the ugly golden shoes, too small for me. LOL, I hate it. I don't know where it is, honestly. Golden everything feels more like a Halloween costume, don't you think? When things like that happen, maybe you could bring a trusted friend to the appointments who will back up your taste, because you probably will have a hard time to convince them, right? 3, my mom collected all the wedding bands for broken marriages of my family, a lot of divorces, and a couple of spouses' deaths. Gave them a jeweler and made a golden chain from it as a present. Not sold rings and buy the chain. No. It's exactly the same gold. The symbolism of it haunt me to this day. Why is everything gold? I don't like that. I don't like that. Screamed on me the evening before the wedding because I downloaded the wrong version of Windows for my older brother's laptop, and I told to mom and the brother multiple times that I don't know how to put an AOS on a laptop. Don't want to learn it now. Have other things to do. She pressed me into this scandal and then was very displeased by the result. The scandal went way into night, and after the wedding celebration, my mom asked me when I will fix my mistake. I was about to jump into a car with my new husband and go to the trip of our honeymoon. 5, tried to make a pact with me that I would spend 3 to 4 nights at her place every month. Didn't succeed. Thank God, as you probably understand for this point, I didn't have a lot of backbone back then. 6, and finally, proclamation of the Heather. My mom disclaimed that it doesn't matter if I like my dress, my jewelry, my party, my everything. She would press me into whatever she considers appropriate to transfer me from my hands to the other person's hands. I was absolutely dead inside for the whole event. We had one photo, I don't know where it is. We don't celebrate anniversary. I would like to reset my memories for it, but what was done was done. The marriage is still here. That is what is important. Yeah. Congrats. I'm sorry. That was so hard to read. The way you type is kind of difficult for me. I'm sorry. But wow, this is disgusting. The way your mom react, like the control, I felt it right away. And she does sound like she wanted her wedding to be renewed at this point. I don't like that at all. Oh man, your mom sounds like a real treat, and you and your husband should do a wow renewal. Don't invite your mom. The strange thing is that she was in the same situation, and her first wedding was totally controlled by her family, and she hates it. I really hope my future kids will do whatever they want on their weddings. Yeah, that's what we want to hear, right? That's what we want to hear. Thank God. Another subredding, wedding shamings. Yeah, we need a groom for a wedding. His family, not so much. Bridezilla, Groomzilla? Okay, let's read. Alright, my brother's divorce is finalized, so I'm going to talk about this shit show that was his wedding. The wedding happened in 2020. My brother's J, 28 male at the time, and was getting married to W, 27 female. It went nothing like I thought his wedding would go. My sister, L, 20 female, and I, 18, were just first people to meet W just about 2 years before the wedding, and it seemed fine at first. We eventually met most of her family at the barbecue they hosted, and J brought W along on our annual trip to see our extended family. Mainly our Nana, who is very sick on oxygen, can't really travel, so we make a trip to see her. J is also the oldest grandchild, so she heard that she was getting engaged, and she was thrilled that she might get to see at least one of her grandchildren get married. That is super nice, and I'm really sad that I'm about to read something really, really sad. I don't want this to be ruined. Okay. Then COVID happened, but W still wanted to get married that year. In the venue they already reserved for September. Nana would not be able to attend, but the compromise was that the ceremony would be streamed for her. Then things started to feel off. My brother is what I lovingly describe as a nerdy mountain man, like a sci-fi and hiking and heavy metal. Really normal. I like that. I like that. But my sister and I were made bridesmaids. W told us that the whole wedding party would be wearing cowboy boots. The closest my brother gets to liking western slash country is space westerns like Firefly. And the whole theme about the wedding was country despite my brother not liking it. Well, a lot of grooms compromise on things like this. It's not like my brother actually had a dream wedding on mind, so this was probably fine. The day before the wedding, we get the old summer camp cabin where the ceremony will be. And my side of the family is immediately put into work wiping everything down, making sure there was no loose nails, setting up the tables and chairs. Her family getting shown around the grounds, the building, the only really loading in a bit of catering to the fridge for tomorrow. Frustrating, but we will deal. It is in the rehearsal I found out that W has lost 3 out of 4 of her grandparents in the last few years, so there's going to be pictures and flowers for them, as well as for a grandma that will be brought up to the altar as part of the ceremony. Fine, I guess. And this is going to be officiated by a Baptist priest. My family is Lutheran and Jay isn't religious anymore, so I guess that's fine too. Next morning, my sister and I go to the bride's hotel suite to get ready with the bridal party. Elle and I get our hair styled as W's maid of honor, mother, sister, cousins, and friends show up. The makeup artist gets there, doesn't even look at Elle and I, skips us, does everyone else. Huh? Okay, I'm just read the story and see how I could get like into it, but I don't like this W sister. I think she's the one who's going to be controlling or being a bridezilla. Does it smell like bridezilla? My nose is stuffed. It does. Smell it though. No one is talking to us and we both feel so isolated. We ended up retreating to our mother's hotel room. She gave us some spare lip gloss and blush so we won't look too out of place with everyone else in full face. She also felt left out, but she was putting on a good face for the day. Then we get to the wedding venue. There are signs that say tech-free wedding, no phones please. Yeah, that is fine. There is a hired photographer, not a big deal. The ceremony starts and we all walk down the aisle. Fine. There's pretty much a whole Baptist sermon and like 15 minutes for the dead grandparents, which seemed weird to me. Then came the vows. They both wrote their own. W gets to hers like 2 minutes long, and then they skipped my brother's vows. He had to give his to her after the ceremony finished. What is this? I don't like that at all. So they skipped the brother's vows. They had to give his to hers after the ceremony finished. During the reception, I'm talking to my family and a few friends of Jay that showed up because none of their side is talking to us. Then I noticed my mother crying. Oh, that isn't normal for a wedding. No, she's angry crying. I asked what's wrong. The tech-free wedding, that apparently included the streaming equipment so that Nana could watch her first grandchild tie the knot. Guys, I'm boiling right now. What do you mean? No compassion at all. There was so much emphasis on the wedding with their dead parents, right? Well, her dead grandparents. And with the emphasis the wedding had to put on the dead grandparents to disrespect our living one. She was furious, I was furious. I am furious right now. W's entire family basically ignored us and treated like we were the one being rude when we spent the whole wedding process doing everything for them, and they dropped everything important to our family. So unhinged. That is so heartbreaking. A wedding is supposed to be about gaining family, not losing them. They did not even let Nana watch the ceremony. That is so cold. That is her dream. And you guys robbed it from her. My mother said we wanted to gain a daughter that day, but she felt like she lost her son. When I heard that Jay had separated from W, it was one of the best days of my life. The divorce was finalized a bit over a year ago, so I'm tired of feeling bitter over it. And it seemed like a good place to get it all out without making my family upset all over again. I'm so sad. That is so sad. That is horrible. When it comes to no tech, I would think like, oh, no social media, like no photos and stuff, so that you are not like literally in the way of photographers. Like, not a big deal, right? I understand that, but specifically streaming for grandma, it's not going live, it's not going anywhere, it's going for grandma. So heartbroken, and I'm so happy She is gone. This is an ultimate bridezilla situation. I'm so upset this happened. Let's read some comments. Whoever came up to me and told me no tech means no streaming for grandma would have promptly told you, clearly misunderstood something. This is for the groom's grandmother and has been pre-approved for the bridal party. Go check with them if you're unsure. I would have straight up refused to put that away unless the groom himself told me, and he would be getting a damn interrogation and earful about this first. I am ready to walk out, you guys. That is disgusting. You are out of your mind for doing this. That is just another level of being unhinged and being super entitled, controlling for the things that you didn't even plan or do. This is completely disgrace. This is completely disrespectful. Guys, let me know what you think about these. I think these were pretty unhinged. I'm super upset. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you check out all of the links in the description. I have a second channel. I do some beauty videos, you guys. So yeah, let's check them out. And if you do have any thoughts on whatever I have mentioned today, let me know. I am in the comment section all the time. I really love you. Thank you for being here. I'm just already growing a small community and you guys are been so lovely in the comments. I am so happy to be here. Thank you so much again, and I will be seeing you on my next one. Bye!